guys, what is up? It is Pete from PTV and welcome back to the channel. Today marks our first Outriders build guide for y'all. If you guys know me, you know that I've been super excited about Outriders for a long time now, several months, and we have been burning up the Pyromancer, pun intended, and we are all the way up to World Tier 15 and been running expeditions on 10 and 11 kind of is what I'm pushing right now. So yeah, if you guys want to come hang out with us on Twitch, it's twitch.tv/its_PTV. I'll make sure to leave a link down in the description. Come hang out, maybe talk builds. Let me know what you guys enjoy most about Outriders so far. Maybe leave a comment down in the comment section of this video. And yeah, let's get after it here. First thing I want you guys to recognize is the main bit of this build right here through the class guide is going to be a lot of what you guys would consider sort of like the meta for Pyromancers right now, which involves the volcanic rounds. But you're going to go through your class points up at the top where it says Ashbreaker, okay? If you want to take a screenshot of this, you can. Just know that this is very particular on how I have it set up. You'll notice that we are looking to miss these symbols that say armor piercing, resistance piercing, right here, armor piercing, resistance piercing on both of these. We're ignoring that because the build is going to be completely based off of doing ash damage, okay? We want to find different ways to ash our enemies, and then we're going to get significant buffs through the skill tree to make sure that we're doing ridiculous damage on them, okay? We pretty much melt as long as our opponents, our enemies are ashed up, okay? So just go ahead, look through that if you want to. Elite damage 10%. We also do an additional weapon damage 45% for all the skills that we activate. Okay, we go down to the skills. We're going to be doing Ash Blast and Feed the Flames to make sure that the things around us are ashed up real good. Then we'll trigger our volcanic rounds to absolutely melt them. Feed the Flames is also going to act as a secondary healing because as we target the enemies to make sure we ash them, we are also going to be pulling some life leech from them. Now, this build, different from the types of builds that you're going to be seeing kind of like lean towards this meta, is more of a tanky Pyromancer build. I know that kind of sounds contradictory, only because a lot of people are thinking that the Pyromancer is more of the DPS, the glass cannon, the wizard build from most other looter type of games, and we found a way to make him tanky, and you can run this solo, okay, or you can run this as a tank with your friends. Maybe it's not the best tank, I'll admit to that, but so as a solo player thus far, the ability to stay alive as a Pyromancer has been super valuable to me, and I'm going to show you guys how I've been doing it thus far, okay? Now, we're going to start with the gun. Ignore the levels, okay? Like I said, I've been really grinding the game a bunch. The levels don't matter. What you do need to pay attention to are a couple of things. You want to pay attention to the clip size of the weapon. You want to make sure that it's an assault weapon, so assault rifle, double gun, etc., okay? The higher the clip size, the better, and here's why. We want to make sure that we can activate our volcanic rounds and leave that up as much as possible. It's our main damage dealer, okay? And one of the ways that we end up doing that is by adding Perpetuum Mobile, that perk down there that you see underneath Anomaly Enhancement. Perpetuum Mobile is going to act as an opportunity for us to refill our ammo clip without actually reloading. Now, the LMG, the double guns, they have a significant reload time. It's going to really hurt if we don't find sort of add enemies, the lower health enemies to kill while our ammo is less than 35% in the clip. But if we can sort of monitor that and make sure that we're taking care of that business, we're going to have pretty much an endless supply of bullets just to rain down on our enemies. The second part of why this build is tanky is because you'll notice that I've prioritized on my weapon one that has a significant clip size as well as weapon life leech. And I immediately went to weapon life leech and boosted that up as much as possible. Now this one is up to 18%. You'll see that's also something that we include in the other the attribute priorities for some of the other items. Weapon life leech is super duper important. It basically goes like this. When you have volcanic rounds active, you're melting enemies, and while you're melting enemies, if you have weapon life leech spec'd into, you're also going to be stealing life from your enemies constantly, right? And that's going to help you be tanky. It's going to help you with making sure you don't have to take cover as much as possible. Okay, moving on. Actually, I'm sorry, Anomaly Enhancement right here. I'm still kind of moving this second perk around. I know that there have been some other ones. Let me go over to this modifier over here. There have been some other tier 3 in particular skills that I've looked at to replace that one, and then I have messed with. We've broken down a Thunderbirds and put some of those mods on there as well. And while that does give us a significant damage buff, so like, where is it? Right here. the Storm Whip, which is crazy, 31,000 additional damage per second. That's nuts with the damage. But the only thing that I don't like about it is we have to kill those enemies with 35% less in the clip, ammo remaining less in the clip, to make sure that we refill our clip. And if the lightning strikes down and that kills the enemy, we don't get the refill, and it pretty much ruins the entire build. So I love that. I wish we could add it on there, but we're seeing some of the same things with some of these other ones, the minefield and some, we want to make sure that our bullets are the last thing that kills the enemy. So I'm still messing with that. Feel free to kind of tinker as you see fit. Moving on, helmet. Okay, we've got mitigation from death. We're going to make sure that we aim down the sights as much as possible and kill lots of ads in the beginning of waves to make sure that we're getting maximum armor. Look at this thing. This thing is sick. Killing enemies while aiming down the sights grants 23,000 points of armor for 10 seconds and stacks up to 3 times. So if I kill 3 small ads in a quick succession, there's a good chance I could have, I don't know, 8 to 10 seconds of roughly 60,000 plus additional armor. If I keep doing that, I can keep that uptime, and it's just ridiculous. We throw Bloodlust on there to make sure when we do kill things, we get a significant multiplier to our firepower, which is important because firepower draws from your weapon damage, right? And we've boosted our weapon damage along with the ash damage, right? So those are good perks to make sure that we're melting and we're staying alive. Now, I did get this set piece armor. You'll notice that I have the volcanic rounds, the tier 3 volcanic round skill on here, and that's cool, right? But I don't think that this is going to make a significant difference in what you experience. Like, long story short, I don't think you need this specific set piece buff to actually compete. Rolling, increase your armor by 13,000% with the plate dodge. That's good. I find myself rolling anyway because I'll catch on fire or something. And the roll, side tip, pro tip, the roll is a good way to get yourself off of that, off the fire. So you're rolling for like a, dual purpose now. So additional armor, always awesome. Ashen boost, of course, we want to make sure that we're doing extra damage to enemies who are ashed. Critical ash cleaner, also kind of the same concept right there. Not a whole lot to explain, but you'll notice as we go through every single one, the first attribute that I've prioritized, look at them closely, bonus firepower. Thus far, every single one, and I make sure that I level that one up as much as humanly possible. Bonus firepower is super duper important. Like we talked about, firepower is the equivalent to your weapon damage, right? So we want to boost that up significantly if possible. The gloves, damage absorber, it is just a base armor increase by a very large amount, 26,000 for me based on my level, and an additional 10% resistance. That's always helpful. Dum-dum bullets, assault weapon damage plus 10%. That's pretty self-explanatory. The armor melting, volcanic rounds decreases your target's armor, which just allows us to do more damage. Even the odds, another one that I'm kind of looking to move off of, but I get surrounded a lot at the higher tier level expeditions in particular, and when I do get surrounded, we do get a lot of extra health from even the odds. I'm not super sold on that, so I could understand if you want to tinker, okay? I mean, you're kind of seeing what we're looking for. Cooldown reduction is cool. If we're going to prioritize certain attributes to level up, obviously we've gone over bonus firepower. We also want for our weapon life leech. Let me tell you something that you guys kind of want to avoid. So here's the rolls that you can get. I think the ideal are, excuse me, the ideal ones are weapon life leech, bonus firepower, and if I have to go with any, I'm going to say crit damage. I'm sorry, I brain farted right there. Crit damage. The reason why you don't want something I guess like anomaly power, even though it kind of goes hand in hand with a build like the Pyromancer, with a class like the Pyromancer, excuse me, is because we want we want our opponents ashed, right? And the extra anomaly power, because we have to set fire to most of the opponents through the volcanic rounds in particular, that's just going to leave them burning for longer. We don't actually want them burning for longer. We want that burn to go away, and we want them to move on to ash damage. And if you look at this skill right here, every time, no, that's not it. I'm sorry. Boom. The moment burn ends on an enemy, inflict ash status. So we want that burn to go away, and we want that ash status to pop up, because that's when we're going to actually melt things right in their face. So I'm going to add some gameplay. I've probably filtered it in up to this point. Of us running some tier 10 stuff, sort of the cycle of things. You just really need to make sure that your volcanic rounds stay active, and that's with the perpetual mobile, that ammo's 35% less. Make sure you're aiming for ads. I kind of did the math on mine. I have 80 bullets in the clip. 35% is like somewhere around 24, 25 bullets. So once I see myself getting around there, I just look to something else and I make sure that I can kill that small ad. So yeah, if you guys like the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. Comment down in the comment section below what build you guys are running, if you're running Pyromancer, if you're running a different class, sort of what you guys have been interested in. Also, give me a 1 out of 10 for the game as it stands to this point. Let me know if you guys are enjoying it. That said, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one, man. Peace.